Although I'm fairly certain there was like no point in getting rid of these because it looks like I have to go there, and if I recall correctly, this is an area where there are snipers. Snipers in pretty odd positions, if I recall. So this is gonna be opening a whole new can of worms, because we haven't encountered any military snipers yet. But hey, at least we have Mountain Hue. Mountain Hue is gonna give us the best amount of energy to deal with this situation. No, it's Alpine Hue. My mistake. Alpine Hue, because we don't want copyright to be on our asses. I apologize for using asses very loosely. That's a little bit rude of me, isn't it? So okay, still checking around for mines. Don't want to be walking on any of those, because that would be a little bit awful. Like, I know in the original Half-Life, the way you had to get rid of mines, you basically had to have an inventory of grenades to work with. Otherwise, you'd just never be able to get rid of those. But here, it's a little more acceptable. You could just shoot at the mines with your pistol because they're visible, and that gets rid of them fairly easily. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of these now because I don't want to deal with them anytime soon. And plus, I have like about, I want to say 149 bullets. No, that wouldn't be right. 159. I think it's 159. Yeah, I think I have enough. Unless it really is just 149, and I'm just getting my numbers wrong, which really wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, it's 149.
Somebody help me. I'm dying now.
Yeah, that was a scripted sequence right there. But for once they actually showed a scientist instead of that guy just kind of dying on his own. Yeah. So, there's a sniper in there. How do we get rid of snipers? I know how we get rid of snipers. I'm gonna see if this works. That did not do anything, did it? Well, how else am I supposed to get rid of that guy? Yeah, this is proving to be slightly ineffective. Okay, well, you might as well just kill me, because you have infinite ammo. And me, I don't have anything. I do not have anything to properly combat you with. It's almost as if I should have saved some grenades. Oh look, I have 5 grenades. Alright, this is gonna take a bit of time, but I could probably figure out how to properly throw these eventually. Like, as soon as he sees grenades, he just kind of panics. Wait, did that get rid of him? Really? Huh. I didn't think it would be that simple, but not that I'm going to argue with that or anything. In fact, that's perfectly acceptable by my terms. At least this guy had plenty of junk food to stock up on, but he risked his life to save a security guard who was being shot at by a sniper, and that's not really that great. It's actually quite depressing now that I think about it. Huh. Okay. Alright, this is really bothering me. Oh no. Never mind. I was going to say, I only have 149 bullets, but now I have 149 bullets properly in reserve and 17 bullets in my clip. Thus, that makes it 166 bullets in total. Yes, I can do math. It's just sometimes when I'm recording, sometimes I just forget how to do math. Even the most basic stuff just really trips me up. And that's really, really sad. There's kind of a lot of mines right there. How many of them can I actually get rid of? Nope, you have to shoot at them individually. Well guys, we're gonna be here for a while, so thank you very much for tuning into Black Mesa Source. Today we are going to be playing as Gordon Freeman using the Glock pistol, and we're gonna be getting rid of all the mines that are clearly in our sights. So, with the super accurate pistol and this lovely crosshair to work with, we're just gonna be here doing a little bit of janitorial cleanup, and then in possibly about 30 years, we'll be able to actually progress with the game. So, I do hope you're looking forward to this. Actually, I'm kind of curious if just using a grenade would be much faster, but at the same time, for once, I feel as though it would be helpful to save the grenades for those military snipers, because they're not really that nice. Yeah. I'm not sure if you could tell, but they're kind of rude, and the best way to flush out military snipers is to use these little grenades. Even though I don't really like them very much, I have to find a use for them at some point. But how many more mines? Oh wow, there's just a bunch of them right in front of me. I'm quite oblivious, aren't I? But so guys, how about those new games? What games have you been playing lately? And what do you think about those games? Do they have trip mines literally all over the place in some of the sections? Do they have crowbars? Because any game with a crowbar is usually a pretty good game. Like Amnesia. That game had a crowbar in it. It was really spooky scary and you could not fight back with the crowbar, but hey, you could use that crowbar to progress further with the level. And so, that makes Amnesia a really, really good first-person shooter game. Right, you guys? Right, I know what I'm talking about. So, I've encountered one military sniper so far. I'm kind of wondering if there are any more. Kind of. Oh boy. Alright, let's go, shall we? Let's just crouch under here. Danger! Mines! Why doesn't it say high voltage? That would be a lot better of a reference, but oh well. Whatever. Whatever you say. If there are mines, that's another military sniper. But, yeah, hey, about that guy, he's up there. Oh, he's over there, I see. I wonder if I could just run back and deal with that real quick. Oh yeah, I can. How about that? Well, he's shooting at something. I don't really know what, but he's definitely shooting at something. Wait, did that get rid of him? I wonder. Now I wonder. Let's find out. Hey buddy! How's it going? Yeah, that seemed to have... I think that rocket might have flushed him out. A little bit of an explosive projectile now and then doesn't hurt, after all. It gets rid of any household pests you might have. Probably the best option, the better alternative to using bug spray. So, 10 out of 10. I must say, that was pretty rad. I'm certainly glad to have a homemade rocket launcher to use to my advantage. And now we're on a rooftop, where we could potentially get rid of snipers much more easily than we could before. I wonder if that's the way I have to go. I mean, it looks... I have the sneaking suspicion that's the way I have to travel. That is indeed the linear path. The way to escape this dastardly maze of electric voltage, of just voltages and snipers, I'm going to assume. I'll go take a look at that after I run into a clearly invisible wall right here. Alright then, I guess I'm gonna have to go down here. I took falling damage. That was a good idea, wasn't it? Hey, buddy! I have a flashlight.
You're heading for the Lambda complex, aren't you? I was heading there myself until I wound up here and, well, I simply lost my nerve. Take one look through that door and you'll see what I mean.
You don't want to lose your
I'm going to
nerves.
put out the catastrophe in here. If you intend to go on, then I beg of you, for all our sake, proceed with extreme caution.
Well, you know, mate, my middle name is Danger, so I am perfectly fit for this situation. Okay, I think I remember this sequence. There's trip mines, and the thing about these trip mines, what's really great about them, is you can't shoot them. And just to give a perfect demonstration of that, you get a white flash of death when you do so. And that's not really good for business. You don't want to be doing that. So, with that in mind, we're not going to shoot anything. We're just gonna go look for some... Yeah, I forgot that there were head crabs in here too. Oh look! What a time to give us claymores! I needed those. Maybe I can use those to get rid of all, like, the other trip mines placed in here. Like, maybe they'll just cancel each other out. Maybe. I'll have to think about that for a while. Also, I'm gonna quick save virtually every time I jump over a trip mine because I'm not exactly a fan of how you avoid trip mines in this game. Like, sprint jumping, bear in mind, in the last episode I did change my crouch button to something else, something that's a lot more viable, like C, but I'm still rather nervous about this whole situation, and I want to take it, like the scientist has advised, with extreme caution. I can open up this and reveal not really much. Like, is there any point to going in here? I can open up another garage door, and that will just grant me access to this. Well, this looks pleasant. There's just, strip mines everywhere. Oh boy. Right. Well, I guess I should keep an eye out for any head crabs. Because you know how head crabs like to scrounge around in areas of high explosives. That's just their natural habitat, as you may or may not know. Oof. Yeah, I'm not nervous or anything. This is not, like, nerve-wracking to be in a room full of explosives. I mean, it wasn't so much in the original game. That sequence, once you had it down pat, it was pretty simple, but I'm kind of running blind right here. And they put trip mines on the breakable boxes with green tarps. That is just awfully rude of them. I probably shouldn't have done that. Let's not do that again. Let's maybe take a different route. In fact, I haven't really checked out this area, so might as well, right? I mean, it all just kind of loops around in the end, so we should probably just take what is presumably the linear path. This is definitely a lot more... I almost ran into that. This is definitely a lot more of a complex maze compared to the original version. Like, in the original version, this area was a little bit smaller and had quite a lot less in the way of trip mines, but here, they're rather abundant. It's like... Really? I barely even touched that and it's still activated. That's not fair. I'm never gonna stop complaining, by the way. This is just going to be a complaint fest of me versus all the trip mines. So, I do hope you will enjoy this episode, because I certainly won't. This is gonna be a bit of a nightmare. A little bit of an experience which I do not wish to recall when I reminisce about how wonderful Black Mesa Source was. Can I jump on that box, I wonder? Just barely. It should be noted I can just barely jump on that. And I probably don't want to jump on this box unless I can destroy it. Ugh, oh god, that makes me nervous. But maybe when the box pieces break, they kind of become particles which don't exactly interact with anything else on the map, such as laser trip mines. Anything that has to do with the claymores right here, which I'm fine with. I accept this. Anything else above that would be a little bit terrifying, because just the slightest movement could activate any of these trip mines. We're gonna take this in a bit of a relaxed fashion, regardless of the panic that resides deep inside my heart. I mean, why would you put a trip mine right over here? It's as if you could literally trip on it, and then that would activate all of the explosives. That wouldn't be really good. I'm kind of wondering why they even set this all up in here. Like, did they know I was going to be heading this way towards the Lambda complex? Well, maybe they did. I mean, the suit is, in fact, full of tracking devices, so that would make sense, wouldn't it? I get the feeling if I don't get rid of that box, then this is going to cause some issues. Maybe just a few issues. So, well, how else am I supposed to get rid... Well, maybe I could just shoot at it with a shotgun, maybe. Because I don't think I can get past those trip mines by myself. I just barely made that jump, didn't I? Okay, let's just double back and try to get rid of that with ammunition, preferably, as opposed to using a crowbar at close distance. Very close distance. In fact, no distance at all, a very close range. The terminology should be proper when I express my interest in getting rid of that box. There we go. Let's reload, because you never know when you have to use a shotgun in this kind of room, in this situation at hand. There, see, if we didn't get rid of that box, then the whole place would have gone boom. I know this, because I'm somewhat smart in some situations. Somewhat. I'll leave you to think about that for a while, and interpret what that means.